Not every day at work is productive, and many unusual things can happen. From bizarre accidents to decisions that defy logic, today we are going to see together some of the dumbest moments starring workers. Get ready to laugh, be surprised, and maybe even ask yourself, how did that even happen? That is exactly what we will see here today. A recording made on a street showed a delivery rider working in a, let's say, different way. In the footage, the app food delivery rider had rung at the customer's house and, with no answer, decided to grab the ordered meal and simply throw it into the resident's yard. In the video, the kick he gives to send the meal package upward is very clear. He yells, mocks, and honks before leaving. The scene, of course, generated immense repercussion, and according to reports, the motorcyclist was cancelled and suspended from the delivery platform due to his lack of conduct. A food service employee was filmed spitting on a pizza at Comerica Park, the stadium of the Detroit Tigers, in Detroit. The case went viral after being posted on social media and was widely covered by the local press. After becoming aware of the video, the company responsible for food service at the stadium, Detroit Sports Service, immediately closed the stand, discarded all the food involved, and notified the police. The young man identified as Curly was arrested on the 23rd of September of 2018 and faced criminal charges related to violating food safety laws. A bricklayer was seen, during work, doing something, let's say, very risky or clueless. In footage made by a person, the worker appeared to be breaking the floor of a balcony with a sledgehammer while standing on it. The strangest and most curious thing is that the place had no support or protection whatsoever. In other words, from the moment he managed to break it, everything would collapse, and being on top, he would collapse along with it. Did he really not think of that? Realizing this fact, another worker at the site approached and started recording the moment. Many people suspected something staged. After all, it would be a lot of naivete to break the place like that. However, we cannot be sure of anything. A delivery woman working through an app was caught by a home security camera at the moment she simply charged the resident for a larger tip than the one he had given. In the footage, the delivery woman appears at the door cursing and banging, demanding a larger tip due to having traveled a long distance to reach the house and make the delivery. Well, although it is a very common custom in the United States of America, tipping is not mandatory, so the delivery woman was obviously in the wrong, regardless of the distance traveled to make the delivery.
I drove 40 minutes and it was extremely far, and I got it to you early, so I don't think you realize where you are.
That's a 15-20 minute drive.
It's not! You need to try to drive it. I just drove it. It's 40 minutes.
She even goes so far as to threaten the resident, saying she would take the delivery away again. What she certainly did not expect was that the home's security camera was filming everything. She was exposed and ended up even being deactivated from the app. The operator of a backhoe decided to play with his co-worker and recorded the funny moment that went viral on social networks. In the video, he takes advantage of his colleague being crouched, doing a job right at the edge of a puddle to move the backhoe's bucket up to him and push him into the puddle. As we can see in the footage, the colleague was supported on all four limbs on the ground, right by the edge of the puddle, when the operator brought the bucket up to his rear and, with a simple touch, pushed him into the water, recording everything. Upon falling into the water, the man, of course, becomes very irritated, but soon joins in the fun and starts laughing at the situation along with his friend. An investigation with hidden cameras, motivated by reports from the public, was exposed on the Fox 8 newscast from Cleveland in the United States of America and showed some local government workers who failed to comply with their duties. The report, published in October of 2018, documented that city crews in Cleveland arrived more than half an hour late to work sites, left 1 to 2 hours early, and took extended lunch breaks. The report also points out that this occurred right after the increase in municipal taxes, when City Hall had promised more and better services to the population. The footage shows the crew hardly working and leaving the population hanging with projects and services. The media exposure generated a lot of repercussion, and all the professionals involved were removed. A worker contracted by Spirit Airlines was caught rummaging through and then discarding a passenger's belongings at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. The incident was widely publicized by the media. The video shows a Spirit Airlines agent at the airport taking the luggage of the passenger identified as Keon Brooks, left at the check-in counter, searching it, putting some items in her pocket, and then discarding the rest, including medications he needed to take, in a trash bin, while colleagues look on and even laugh at the situation. Brooks, who had left his bag when boarding a flight to Los Angeles after attending a funeral, requested the security camera footage after not locating his belongings with the Lost and Found department. The content was devastating. Family jewelry, a sentimental heirloom, and maintenance medications were among the destroyed items. Spirit Airlines reported that the people involved were contracted by a third-party provider. 4 employees were suspended while an internal investigation took place, and the company committed to taking appropriate measures. In addition, it refunded the fare and stated that the provider would be willing to compensate for the lost items. And once again, a clueless bricklayer was caught on camera when he was about to bring a house down right on top of his head. In the footage, the worker appears to be breaking, with a sledgehammer, what seemed to be the only column supporting that room's ceiling. As can be seen in the images, he seems not to notice the risk he was running at that moment and continues breaking the column while his colleague, who is also under risk down there, films everything. The video ends without a resolution, leaving internet users apprehensive. Just like in the video of the bricklayer mentioned earlier, many people mentioned the possibility that the recording was something staged and that probably another column, not shown on video, supports the place, but as we have already said, we cannot be sure. A security camera in a garage ended up recording the moment when shelves installed in the place simply collapsed to the floor, causing a huge mess. The recording shows the space for a moment with no problem, until, at a certain point, some shelves installed there, which were carrying several objects, go out of order and crash to the floor, one after another, knocking down everything that was on top of them and hitting other things that were on the ground. According to reports, the shelves had been installed by the homeowner, making it clear that it is never a good idea to install on your own if you are not a professional who knows how to do it in the best way. Most likely, he did not position the shelves in an appropriate place, did not fasten them well, or else put more weight than they could really bear, and, because of that, they did not hold. And, once again, the operator of a backhoe decided to play on the job with a coworker, and the moment went viral. In the footage made by the operator himself, we see the guy taking the backhoe's bucket down to a creek a little below, scooping a good amount of water and bringing it in the bucket to dump on his friend who, distracted and with his back turned, did not notice the prank. He ends up getting a free bath and the moment goes viral on the internet. Upon receiving the unexpected bath, he is startled and gets irritated. After all, the water was cold, and he did not expect such a situation. An investigation carried out by the Water Department of the City of Philadelphia caught restaurant employees dumping a liquid into a storm drain. The report was released by the Columbia Broadcasting System Network on its affiliate in Philadelphia, CBS Philadelphia. The story, dated April of 2019, shows employees of the restaurant Hot Pot Gourmet being caught dumping an unknown liquid into a storm drain. Due to the repercussion of the case and the illegal act the restaurant was committing, City Hall began to investigate, and the next day, another story revealed that the restaurant decided to close voluntarily after being accused of dumping waste into the public stormwater drainage system. According to the reports, the restaurant claimed that the employees had dumped only floor and dishwashing water. However, the water department collected samples of the substance from the drain for analysis and stated that only rainwater should be disposed of in that system, and any other type of discharge is considered illegal, thus proving that they were in the wrong. a caregiver named Sophie Ritalik was caught by security cameras stealing money from the purse of an 83-year-old lady whom she was supposed to care for between October of 2017 and May of 2018. Sophie worked as a caregiver for an 83-year-old woman with dementia, identified only as Ivy. The elderly woman's son noticed that money was disappearing from her purse, even without changes in the spending pattern. He then installed security cameras at the site to investigate. On several occasions, the caregiver was recorded taking money from the purse. After being confronted, Sophie cooperated with the investigation. During a voluntary interview with the police, she admitted the crimes and explained that she had been facing financial difficulties, especially to pay for medications for her severe asthma and for suffering from depression. She was sentenced to 12 weeks in prison, 80 hours of community service, and 10 rehabilitation activity sessions, in addition to financial compensation of £250 to the victim, £85 in court costs, and £110 in a victim surcharge. Construction workers were placing concrete and leveling the floor of the site when they were surprised by a very clumsy co-worker. By the way, in the footage, the men appear almost finishing the place with the screed when one of the workers, who also worked on the site, approaches and does not realize that the floor was still wet, and upon stepping, simply sinks his foot into the concrete, ruining all the work that had just been done. It is very noticeable the expression of frustration and shock of the workers, who seem to be incredulous upon realizing that their friend had simply sunk his foot into the freshly laid concrete. A video made through a camera on a vehicle's dashboard caught the moment when a delivery company driver got the worst of it. In the footage, the vehicle goes along a highway normally until it comes across a delivery company van with the rear compartment, where the packages were, open. It was then that, through another recording, it was possible to observe that the delivery driver had been driving the vehicle with the rear door open and, thus, several packages were left along the way. The highway footage shows several packages scattered around the place, many damaged, and for sure, things did not go well at all for the driver. This time, the operator of a backhoe did not play with anyone, but he almost got himself into a jam. In the footage, we see the operator deciding to face a very steep descent, trusting that his machine would be able to go down the place with no problem. However, he was mistaken, and, upon trying to descend the mound, he saw the machine slip and get stuck at the end, where it also would have been damaged. Despite the immense loss caused and the long work they had to remove the machine from the site, the operator was not hurt and everyone was fine, even with the mistake. Don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this.